Care and maintenance of any plane is important, whether it's wood or metal. The sole of the plane can get slightly out of flat. A plane is a very precise instrument because you're trying to take in some cases, less than a 1/1000 shaving or a 0.05 millimeter shaving. The sole has to be perfectly flat so that the edge of the blade can get to every part of that piece of wood and get it flat. Now, whether your plane's wood or metal, put the blade in, but don't go, just retract it back a millimeter from the sole so that you can't damage the blade as you go through this process. Now, typically people will use a thick piece of glass. This is float glass, so it's nice and flat, but you also must put it on a known flat surface. Like this workbench has been planed flat. A cast iron saw table could be another good option. So you want this piece of glass to be about just a bit bigger than the plane that you're leveling the sole of. So a longer plane, you're much better off with a longer piece of glass. And it's very simple. Just place the plane on the piece of wood, on the glass with sandpaper. This is 180 grit sandpaper and it's fairly new. Don't use old worn out sandpaper because you need to cut cleanly the surface. You won't get a good result with blunt sandpaper. So anywhere from about 180 to 240 is sufficient, but as I said, make sure it's fairly new. And you can see very quickly on this plane there's probably just a tiny low spot here. I don't tend to worry if it's a little bit low in the corners. It's probably an advantage so they don't mark your wood. Now, I recommend in the instructions once per year to level the sole of a plane is generally sufficient. See that scratch in the sole? I would not worry about that. That's not going to affect anything. You don't want to wear away your sole unnecessarily, so just keep it to a minimum, just so that it's flat. Essentially, you're looking at an oval shape. As long as you've got a flat oval there, then that will make your plane perform at its optimum.